Hi, everyone. This is Ronnie Ann Ryan, love and dating coach for women, wearing my hat today. I just felt very springy and wanted to put on something different. So I'm here with my friend and colleague, Moira Hutchison, and she is a wellness coach, wellnesswithmoira, right, .com. And we're going to be talking about the June love forecast. What's happening for you in love during the month of June 2019? So, Moira, what did you want to start us off with something?
Absolutely. I'm going to draw a tarot card in a moment. I like to just kind of sit and energetically feel into the energies because we are all planetary beings too. And so regardless of what an astrology forecast tells you, you have to feel into it yourself.
Mhm.
And so I've been feeling super excited for June coming because May seemed to me to be processing a lot of stuff. Stuff was coming up like, is this me? Is that not me? Am I following the right thing? And perhaps for in the dating world, a lot of questioning. Why won't they call me back? Or should I contact that person? Whereas what the energy of June feels like is a lot of truth, like really lining up to who you really are and being clear on what it is you want, what serves you, what doesn't serve you. So not so much in your head, but really starting to come into your heart. Can you feel it? Get a sense of that, Ronnie?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and that greater sense of clarity can really help you make good decisions for yourself
Yeah.
and set you on a course or a path that's really for your higher good.
Hmm.
So it makes a lot of sense. I was doing some reading about the astrology for the month, and it talked about how Gemini is really great, whether you're a Gemini or not. Just the energy of Gemini is great
Yeah,
for,
affects us. It affects
yeah,
us. Yeah.
both sides of a situation, and which kind of reminds me about Libra always, balancing.
The skill. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, but then, it said, well, sometimes you might be caught off guard, second guessing yourself.
Mm.
So, if you catch yourself second guessing, then that's a place to sink into your heart and really feel what's right for you. And this is really a month of coming to know yourself even better, right? Because
Absolutely. Even if you just put your hand on your heart and just allow that truth to come up, right? There seems to be a theme about what we're both saying here.
yeah, and so that was something else the astrology was talking about, that this is a month of truth. So it's interesting. We're coming with the same information. And they were talking about how the truth always comes out, right? And eventually the truth does. And when it does, it's good, because that way it really helps you move forward. When the truth comes out, then you know what's right for you. You know what your next step is, and you know the path is clear. And that clarity is amazingly helpful. So it sounds to me like June could really be a month to take a step forward.
Absolutely. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to click in your ear if you're listening to this on headphones. I'm shuffling the tarot cards. I love what you just said, and let's see what the tarot wisdom has to share and help us into. Actually, two cards just came out, so well, now this is beautiful. So these two cards, the first one is the Queen of Swords. So interesting that you were just talking about the jewel energy. So the
Yeah.
Queen of Swords, swords are jewel, right? Because they can they've got the blunt side and the sharp side. Which way are you going to let it fall? But the energy of the Queen of Swords is so truth based. Like that, just tap into that, breathe into that, clear thinking, really pausing and allowing the truth and the clarity and the insights to just show up, as opposed to getting into lots of ruminating. Queen of Swords doesn't do that. She
Mhm.
just says, "There's the right one." But the other card that came out too was the Ace of Cups.
Oh.
This is beautiful. Don't you think that's such a beautiful combination of the Queen of Swords really helping you be clear and have that truth, but also coming from your heart. Cups is all about your emotions, following your own inner guidance. So I love those two. I think are a beautiful combination for that energy that we're just talking about the truth, the balancing, the feeling into your heart. What's your heart directing you towards? that kind of thing.
Yeah. And the was that the 8 of Cups?
No, it's Ace.
Oh, Ace
Ace of Cups.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So like new beginning.
New beginning, yeah.
So that's why, to me, that feels like that's the truth, allows a new beginning to say, I am walking powerfully in my truth. So remember I said about May being lots of maybe things coming up to let go of. Now it's confidently, solidly walking forward, knowing what's right thing, which
Right.
really embraces that whole idea of clarity and truth, right?
It sure does.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to pick a card from my deck, the Elemental Wisdom deck too.
Absolutely.
And it's really interesting because I picked, hopefully you can see this good. It's a cliffhanger. So the idea is that when you come to the edge of a cliff, you have 3 choices. You could go back, which I don't advise.
Mm-mm.
You could stand still, which isn't going to get you anywhere, or you could have faith and jump.
Yeah.
And so that just fits in perfectly with what we're saying, because once you know the truth and then you know your path, you can have that faith, you can have that belief that love is going to be yours and you're going to take those steps. Take that giant step to start. If you haven't been dating, this is the time. And I always talk about summer being really, summer is the summer of love. I'm running a program right now that starts on June 10th. It's all about the summer of love and group coaching to get people active, because especially up in Canada where it's cold all the time, finally people are taking some layers of clothes off. They're not bundled up anymore. And
Absolutely.
when we reveal ourselves more,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people open up and are warmer. And this, I call this the high season for dating, June, July, and August, because with the warm weather, people really step out. They get friendlier. They're mingling more. There's outdoor concerts and the beach and parks and places to go. So take advantage of all that great energy.
Absolutely.
Take that step forward and get out there and start mingling and really make this your time to find love.
I love that. I love that. And so as you were sharing the insights from that, Ronnie, I drew from the Soulful Woman deck of cards, and I love the symbology of this card. Just let you see that. Oops.
Yeah.
So the artwork on these cards is just gorgeous. So this card is actually inner wakefulness. So isn't that beautiful flow with what we were just talking about? And so there's an affirmation that comes with these cards. And the affirmation is, I am completely awake and tuned into my truth, clarity, and inner wisdom.
Perfect.
That just makes my heart sing to share that. So that's the whole part, right? We're talking about this clarity, this truth. Ronnie, you're just sharing about the vibrancy that summer brings, and the friendliness, the happiness, the what makes your heart sing. I think that's the prediction, is that this is what we're stepping into, and it's really aligned with what you've been looking for all this time.
Yeah. For me, I can't help but, all those years of going to school, summer vacation, was the time you got to relax and play and you didn't have to be so serious. And then as adults, we get stuck working, we don't get to be kids anymore on summer vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But I never lost that feeling of the summer. I still feel like, okay, it's summer vacation time. So I give myself permission to play more, get outside more.
Be outside, that's a big thing for me too.
Yeah. Plan, parties or get-togethers or whatever, and take advantage of not having to be all inside bundled up with heat on. And so I think that's why it, from my perspective, getting out and taking advantage of the weather and the season is so important. So you're going to probably do that anyway because it's finally beautiful out. Why not mingle? Why not meet people? Why not take that extra step to look for love, to be friendly? Because you know what? You never know. I mean, people meet people in all kinds of places. And if you're the kind of person who is tired of online dating or whatever, well, this is the season to meet people in person then.
Go out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was just thinking of while you're sharing that, Ronnie, is that, how you were saying about summer is like peeling off layers. We don't have to get bundled up anymore.
Yeah.
energetically, that's allowing you to show up as you really are.
Oh, good point.
Isn't that like? Don't you feel that? Like there you are, all of you, not shielded or layers on top of your essence. So this is the energy we're stepping into,
Yeah,
also, right?
yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what else is really cool about that? I just keep building on what you're saying. When you remove those layers, then you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And this isn't vulnerable in a scary way.
Not in a weak way.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's in a very positive way because as using your feminine energy, being a little bit vulnerable with men and being willing to share who you are and your real self, being authentic,
Yeah.
is very endearing to men. They really like and appreciate a woman who can be just a little vulnerable. So, not talking about being a doormat or anything.
No.
It's just being open enough that people and men can see who you really are rather than being super guarded or whatever. So that's a really great benefit. You're right, because as we take clothes off and get out of all that bundling, whatever, I think we are a little bit naturally a little bit more vulnerable and open. And that's part of the friendliness of the season. So
absolutely, but more real too. And I think what you just described is actually empowering and confidence building for both parties, for you and him, right? Because
oh
then
yeah,
there's no what ifs carrying on, because you're just there, open.
right. And
Yeah.
no facade. And yeah, it really makes a difference. I know that men choose women who they feel good when they're around them.
That's right. I think I've shared that with your viewers before, Ronnie, is that something that I often get my coaching clients to do is, how do I feel about myself here? So how do I feel about myself when I'm with this person? Because you want to feel empowered. You might feel a little bit anticipation, but you don't want to feel nervous or anxious, because that's your inside guidance helping you. So how do I feel about myself when I sit next to this person or when I speak to this person?
Right.
Yeah.
So is the energy fun? Is it, it could be exciting.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of energy. It could be creative, or, it's always amazing to me when you relate to people. You relate so different. Like some people, I can be so funny and I just have a million things to say, and other people, nothing comes out of me. It's like I'm the same person. I don't understand how that happens, but it really happens where some people inspire me and bring out my best, and other people I just turn flat. I just sit there.
And that's great guidance, because then you have to say, is in that flatness, sometimes you can still feel okay, knowing that, you know what, there's just nothing to share. But other times it could be that you're picking up on a vibe of maybe I'm not to talk to this one, right?
Yeah, it could be. It's, you have to play with it and see what happens, whatever. But the idea here is be authentic and show a little vulnerability. And this is the month to take that step.
Yeah.
Get out there, believe in yourself. You're going to have a clear path, which is really, so many times people sit there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to turn. But it sounds to me like that's not what June is about.
No.
June is about truth being revealed so that you have clarity and you know where to go and what to do. And you know what? That is awesome.
It is awesome. And then remember the affirmation from this card that I just shared you too, because I think that's going to serve the energy of June really well, is that you're completely awake. I am completely awake and tuned into my truth, clarity, and inner wisdom. So just keep coming back to that. And I think that's going to serve you well throughout this wonderful month.
Truth, clarity, and inner wisdom. Who doesn't want that?
Absolutely. And that will serve you so well in the dating and relationshiping arena.
I agree.
Yes.
All right. So another good forecast. Yay.
They're great. Thank you so much, Ronnie.
Thank you, Maura. This was fun.
This was fun, and we will be checking in again with you guys next month.
Yes, in July. So enjoy the month. And if you have any questions for us, feel free to leave them in the
comments below.
Yeah, in the comments. And we'll be happy to write you some answers up.
Absolutely.
And thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, Ronnie. Have a great month.
You too. Take care.